Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, The Questing Mom, where I love doing these lazy Sunday carnivore weekly meal prep videos. We also do tea time book reviews, the occasional tea and coffee review, and we make keto treats to enjoy during our tea time book review. This week, I'm coming back with another carnivore weekly meal prep. This is another one of my absolute favorites. Like my favorites to the point where I could eat this every week and I could never, ever get tired of it. Now, yes, I know I said last week that that was one of my favorites. Look, a girl can have multiple favorites. This is definitely one, like I said, I could eat every week. Never, ever get tired of. But we are going to be making beef tips with eggs, and here we are with a horrible picture. But we have stew meat here, which I pretty much am going to prepare like it is chopped up steak. Now, obviously, I know stew meat is made for stew, but it works wonderful for what I do with this recipe, and it is literally just steak chopped up. So I cook it the same way I would cook my steak. So I'm going to use the Kerrygold Pure Irish Butter again. I love this stuff. Like, this butter is amazing. I get it at Sam's Club and I get it at a really great deal. But I'm basically going to just drop a big old chunk of butter into the bottom of the pan. There is 2 pounds of meat in that package that I purchased. I usually don't measure how much butter I use. I just kind of eyeball it. If I had to measure, I'd probably use about 2 tablespoons, give or take. So I'm just going to get that all nice and melty up in that pan. And then we're going to take our meat and throw it right in. And we're going to heavily season it with my Himalayan salt. And of course, grind up some lovely pepper, because salt and pepper is obviously the best seasonings that you can use. And it was a little frozen on the bottom still, so you're going to see me kind of struggle to break it up and kind of get all that meat going. So I'm going to flip it over and we're going to start cooking our meat. I mean, like I said, this is something that I could eat every day. Something about the cooking it in the butter really brings out the flavor. And then I go pretty heavy with the salt and pepper, but it comes out like amazing. Best thing I've ever had. So we're just gonna keep stirring that, let it cook. Now, this is about partway through. You're gonna see there's a lot of liquid in the bottom of the pan. Just trust the process. I mean, honestly, just trust the process. Let it keep cooking. We're gonna basically cook it down to where those juices are gonna be gone or almost gone. So you can see it's been a little bit longer. The juices are starting to cook a little bit more. We're starting to cook them off into the meat. Now, these juices will help to keep that meat nice and tender. This is just how I like it. I mean, it turns out great. So at this point, we are practically done. As you can see, those juices have all cooked off and the meat has essentially soaked them all up. Now we are going to have a little bit of that butter and grease left at the bottom, but quite honestly, I love putting that in the container. I'll dip the meat in it after I warm it back up at lunchtime, and it comes out great. Like, it's something about dipping it in there. It just turns great. So all those butters and juices down there, they are not going to waste. So I went ahead and meal prepped that out. You can see I left what juices I didn't put in my meal preps in there because we're going to cook our eggs in that. So we are going to be doing a container of liquid egg whites. I get these at Sam's Club. This was not a full container. It was about 2/3 of a container. So I'm just plopping that in. I'm doing a mixture of egg whites and whole eggs for this particular meal prep. So I did that as egg whites, and then I did 9 eggs. And we're just gonna go ahead, salt and pepper them again with the same salt I used last time, that Himalayan pink salt, and then of course my pepper grinder of that peppercorn. I love salt and pepper on like everything nowadays. Like, my taste buds just, they want just salt and pepper most of the time. So we're going to break up the yolks. We're going to use the same exact spoon that we used for that meat. Get all those flavorings to kind of marinate together into the eggs. And then we're going to mix it up and we're going to cook that. Now we did cook our meat on medium, and then the eggs I do cook a little bit higher just to kind of get them cooking and going through. So I wait until the bottom turns white and then we really start cooking, and I'm constantly stirring them and I'm constantly scrambling them to go ahead and get them to the consistency and to my personal preference of how I like my eggs cooked. I do know some people like them a little bit more runny. Some people are like me and they like them a little bit more well done. That's why I said to my personal preference, and they're not going to stick to that pan because they just soaked up all those juices from that meat. So here is how it all looks done. I did about 4 ounces of the beef tips so that I made sure I had enough for all 5 meals. And then I did roughly another 4 ounces of eggs in each of those packages. Now remember, those eggs also are a combination of whole eggs and egg whites, so you get a good portion of both and you're not going too heavy on the calories because egg whites have a lot less calories in them. But like I said, I could eat this all the time. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you try this. Let me know what you think if you give it a shot. Nice up close here at the end. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button down below. Check out my other videos while you're at the channel, and leave me a comment letting me know what carnivore stuff you would like to see me meal prep or test out. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.